Told my man, don't be walking in the house mad at me because your side bitch cheating on you. Shit, my side nigga know the deal. He good. We good. So you and your side chick need to get good.
One minute, oh, we're the provider, we're supposed to give this, don't come to us about your feelings. But then and the next minute is, but we don't have feelings.
Hold on a second.
Make it make sense. There's levels to this.
It's very...
No woman wants a man that's going to come crying every day at home, bro.
Wow!
To your
Guys. You just proved my point. Girls don't want a man crying to them.
No,
Remember I said it? Wait, hold on. Remember I said to you, girls don't want a man crying to them. And they lied on social media. Yeah? She just said it, guys.
No,
wait, hold on a second. She just said it. We don't want a man crying.
Yeah.
Just proved wait a minute. Women do not care about your mental health, men. It's
trying to stop it.
Do not listen to what they say. No, listen, guys.
Can I elaborate?
Listen to what they say. Watch what they do.
Elaborate.
And what she simply said there is, we don't want a man crying to us every night. And all the times I've said to men is, do not cry to your women. They will use it against you. Do not cry to your women. And she just proved it. Because when they, hold on a second, when they get in their feelings, they pull it out. Go and say what you're going to say.
Yeah, man, women will hold that shit against you, bro. They will look at you differently if you just come home and cry and whine and do all this and all this. They're not designed to suck that shit in. You need to find a bro that is willing to let you vent out. Straight up, we'll go do something so you can vent out, right? And are we talking about, you know, metaphorical tears of crying when you just have a long ass work day, man? Go home, grab a drink, and just chill and unleash on your wife and just tell her about your day. That's different, you know. That's different. I was like, babe, how's your day? You know, kind of how that goes. But man, if you actually shedding tears, man, I only know of a few times, including myself, where real tears come out. They barely come out, man. But you know when they come out, it's either someone that has passed away, something significant happened, you had a super joyous point. And men don't just cry for any willy-nilly, but be careful how you do it and how much you do it to your woman, because they will look at you differently.
I'm not moving in with a woman that already got her own house.
Why?
I'm not doing it. It's never going to be my house.
What does that mean?
I would never move into a woman's house, mainly because she holds too much power over your head, dude. Like, something goes wrong, your ass getting kicked out. I done seen it so many times on here before. Look, man, get your own shit.
You can't make $32,000 a year looking for a man that makes $189 a year. I mean, can it happen? Yes, anything is possible. However, what is the likelihood of it happening? It's not exactly. It's not that likely. So do you want to keep spinning your wheels every day, running into the wrong kind of men which are men who don't want you, or men who are not good for you, or men who will not, can't even have a fucking conversation with them? Like, are you going to keep spinning your wheels with these kind of people? Or are you going to, like, bring yourself into reality? Are you going to quit being delusional? Like, the delusion is what's killing us.
Facts. Like, look, you can't go straight from fry cook straight to district manager. No, that's not. Fry cooks out here want to date the owner of the business. You know, girl, you're not. It's not happening. The likeliness is very, very slim. All right. Men that operate at a high level, they attract all different type of women. They are picking and choosing what they want. I'm serious, man. I don't know. You're just gonna have to have something to bring to the something else magnificent to bring to the table. Like, your chances are just too low.
Mum?
Yeah?
What's the most important part of your body?
Maybe your heart?
No, that's an organ. I mean body part.
Oh, your head?
I think it's my penis.
I just want to come on here and be real with y'all for a second. That, like, I know we joke around and kiki on here, but, like, there is a part of the single life where, you know, it's not all glitz and glam and whatever. Like, at times, sometimes, not all the time, this is very frustrating. It gets annoying, you know, especially if you think you found someone and it's not your person, and then you have to put yourself back out there, be vulnerable again. It is annoying. It is frustrating. Sometimes you want to break your phone. You want to delete the apps. You want to block the numbers. Like, you just don't want to do it, because especially if you've been single for a long time, I'm tired. I'm tired.
How do you think men feel, man? Men not only have to go out there and date, get vulnerable, bring their guards down, bring their guards up, back and forth, but they also had to deal with a high level of rejection just to get to a date. Like, just to get to a date. Women have it too easy. You don't have to go through that much rejection, especially if you're a cute one. You don't have to. So when I hear women complaining about dating, look, it is not that bad. It is not that bad. Put yourself in the man's shoes when he also has to pay for the date. Come on. Oh, don't let me get started. Say you want a friend, huh? Say you just want a friend, huh?
Divorce rates drop down dramatically when a man is making over $200,000 a year in comparison to all marriages. And men who make, I think, over 7 figures a year is 3 times more likely to cheat, and yet they have the lowest divorce rate.
Well, number one, he's never home.
Man, not only that, I think women know, like, I am not leaving a multi-millionaire or a very successful man because he's running them out and I'm not there, or I can't be with him. You know, the roles have changed. The definition of roles have changed, in my opinion. Like, hey, you know, everybody's going to be going after this guy. You're just going to have to compete with them even at that level. I don't know. What I'm saying is, yes, men have a lot to fight off and a lot to choose from when they're very, very successful and good looking, even if they're married. And then, not only that, women know, like, hey, why would I get divorced and leave all this behind, ruin what I have? That doesn't make no sense, right? So, hey, look.
How do I tell the 2-year boyfriend that I still look out for the ex-husband that I've known since I was 18 years old? So we're great co-parenters. And we have a good relationship, friendship.
All right, we got you. If I was a person that you were entertaining, I would run fast as hell from you. You don't have no boundaries. I'm great. I am 100% effective at co-parenting, but I have boundaries. There are certain conversations that we are not going to have. If it's not related to the child and anything that is related to the child, you should absolutely not have those conversations. The marriage did not work. Now, I'm not saying, I know sometimes people jump out of marriages and say, hey, we still can be friends. But the truth is there's still an emotional connection somewhere that you have. So the next person that you're dealing with is going to see that
Yeah, straight up, you need to honor your new relationship and respect that new relationship, man. You going back and forth with your old man, look, you just leaving a portal into the past and a portal for him to smash. I'm just gonna say it just like that.
Let me tell you how I went on a date in Atlanta, and the guy who I went on a date with, his boyfriend showed up at the restaurant while we were on our date. So the previous day, I'm at the mall, I see the guy, we like exchange looks, so like I know he knows that I think he's attractive. I know he think I'm attractive because we're looking at each other. We've passed each other multiple times in the mall and we're looking. So probably like the 3rd time we've passed each other, he's like, excuse me, I think you're very beautiful. I would like to take you on a date. I'm like, okay, cool, we can exchange information, get to know each other, and then we could put something in motion. So cool. We talking the whole day. Everything's going good. He seems down to earth. He seems cool. We have a lot in common. Whoop-de-whoop. Right. So he's like, okay, let's do something for tomorrow afternoon. I'm like, okay, that's fine with me. He's like, do you want me to pick you up? I'm like, well, you know, this is our first time meeting. I don't really feel comfortable with you picking me up from my home, even though, you know, I think you're a pretty cool guy. He's like, okay, cool, no problem. I'll send you a black truck. Boom. So that's the backstory of how we met. Fast forward to the day of the date, right? So we go to the restaurant. It's a very nice establishment. The vibes are nice. He comes with flowers. The conversation is good. The energy is good. And then he picks up his phone and the energy just like shifts out of nowhere. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, I gotta go to the restroom. So I'm like, okay, go ahead, go to the restroom. So while he's in the restroom, I ordered me a few more drinks. I'm noticing like, okay, he's in there for a little too long. Okay, so he comes out. When he sits back at the table, he's like fidgety as hell. Like, he's moving, looking around, looking over the back of his shoulder, looking past me. I'm like, okay, are we safe? Is everything okay? Are we good? So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm good. You know, I'm good. Let's get a few more drinks so I can loosen up. I'm like, loosen up? I mean, we've been drinking. You was loose. So anyway, so then I noticed this group of men walk in, right? He peeps it too. Girl, when I tell you, he adjusted his body as to not be seen. So I'm like, okay, maybe these are the ops. Maybe he's in danger, like something's going on. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna eat my food, mind my business, or whatever, cool. We're at a table where like the bar is across from us. So I can hear conversations at the bar, I can see people, right? So the group of guys sit there. One of the guys is like, yeah, my man out with some bitch. Oh, so I'm one ear to him, because baby, I want the tea. What? So he like, yeah, he don't even know I got his location. So I'm looking back at the person I'm on a date with. He's like this, making sure. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? So he's like, I have to go to the restroom again. I'm like, okay. I mean, this is the second time. Are you finna leave? Do I need to pay? What's going on? So when he goes to the restroom again, the man gets up and goes to the restroom as well. But as the man walks past me, he's like, oh sis, you're beautiful. I'm like, oh thanks, you know, because when okay. So I'm like, thanks. But I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, they both going to the bathroom. But I'm not even putting that together because at this point I'm tipsy, right? So something must have transpired in that restroom, because next I hear the person at the bar pick up the phone and he like, I'm on the way. And the group run to the bathroom. Security run to the bathroom. So I'm sitting here like, what's going on? Mr. My date and Mr. You look good, sis, come out the bathroom tussling. You in here with this bitch and you had me at home thinking that you...
Well, sorry to tell you, bro, the odds in Atlanta are against women. I'm just saying, bro, you're gonna have to put yourself in an environment where if you really want to date a bunch of good guys, put yourself in their environment, do some homework. You know, hey, you put yourself out on the date, but hey, I'm glad you got to wait, sis. I'm proud of you. Look, you know, you just, whew, that was a tough one.
Okay, so this is the story of how I found out about my husband at the time and my mom having an affair almost 14 years ago, right after I had my daughter, and I was dealing with a lot of health issues. So as I mentioned before, my mom was living with us. She was staying down in the basement. Well, after several months of this, she ended up getting her own house. So she was renting a house and it was like a block away from us. So it was still really close to us, and my husband and her carpooled together. So she moved in there and she would visit us frequently, and I still had the same suspicion that I had always had. So at this point, my husband at the time and me, we were always arguing, and it got to the point where we needed to separate. So we all agreed that it would be best if my husband would move into my mom's house that she was renting, and she would move back in with me to help me with my newborn. Okay, so my mom was living with me, he was living in her rental house. They flip-flopped houses. And while she was living with me, we started to get close, and she started to confide in me some things, and she knew that obviously my husband at the time and I were separated, and so she started telling me about all of these times he's cheating on me with all these different women. And she made me promise not to tell him that I heard it from her. So of course I was like, of course I'm not gonna tell him anything, you know, but inside I'm like, I gotta go confront him. So that's exactly what I did. Even though he was only living like a block away, I got in my car and I like sped out of there and I went to go confront him. And he was outside and he was actually bringing some groceries into the house, and I stopped him and I was in my car. He came out to the car and I just confronted him and I said, hey, my mom said that you've been cheating on me this entire time. And he looked me square in the eyes and he said, well, why don't she tell you what her and I have been doing? And I will never forget the look that was in his eyes when he said that. I'm so sorry.
Well. I mean, my boy pulled off the double whammy, huh? Got the daughter and the mom, man. I can't even be mad at you, bro. I don't know, man. You're separated now. It's not working out. It's probably not gonna work out. I'm glad you got that demon off your back because shit, that was gonna live with you for a while. But hey, on to new journeys, man.